Hello, everybody. Welcome. Sorry for being late. I had to restart my laptop. It was being painfully slow. Joys of using a 2010 MacBook Pro. Just finally, it takes. Well, I didn't think it would take this long, but it took about 10-ish minutes for it to start back up from shutting it down. Here we are. Today's topic, we're talking about how to or not, sorry, we're talking about success mindset. How to redefine what hard means to you. Um, it'll make sense when we talk about it. If you're joining the live, drop your biggest win from the week. Let's celebrate some wins. And if you're watching on replay, hashtag replay, drop a win and your biggest takeaway from the call. All right. And as always, if you have questions, comments, anything like that, post them up and I'll read through them as we go through the live here. Redefining what hard means to you. This is a fun one for me. Mindset it's super important and often kind of overlooked. But we determine what value we give things based from our own experiences, our perceptions, blah, blah. You've heard me talk about stuff like this before. Um, and so hard doesn't change. So what I'm getting at is your success mindset isn't about seeing hard things and being like, oh, it's not hard. I hate when people do that when it actually is hard and you're just trying to convince yourself that it's not hard. It is hard and hard is hard and that's okay. But it's what value we put on hard. Like, what does hard mean to us? Oftentimes, hard is like, I don't want to do it. Hard means it's going to be uncomfortable. Hard means it's going to take a lot of effort. I might fail. There's risk involved. And we point out all the negative things. And so we create this connotation when we hear the word hard that there's almost like an aversion to it, right? You hear something's going to be hard, you're like, oh, I don't know if I want to do that. Someone tells you that, think way back before you even started this journey and you had 20 pounds, 30, 40, 50 pounds to lose. And people are like, it's really hard to lose weight. How much did that make you want to jump in and start right away? Not at all, right? It's that sort of connotation that we carry around what hard means to us that often will be a deterrent for us to actually do something that we need to do. And something that once we do it, we realize, well, one, it usually isn't as hard as we made it out to be. So it's not about saying that, like, it's not hard at all. It's recognizing that it is hard, but we often find like we create a Mount Everest out of smaller mountain. I can't think of one off the top of my head. Literally any mountain is smaller than Mount Everest. I was trying to find one at a better scale. Anyways, we kind of build a mountain out of a molehill is what I'm trying to say here. And so once we start doing it, we're like, yeah, it is really hard, but it's not as hard as I thought it was going to be. And oftentimes when we do it, we're like, man, I wish I started this a long time ago. Like, oh man, like I don't know why I was so afraid of this. I've grown so much with my mentality. It's caused me to mature more in certain areas and blah blah blah, right? And I've lost weight, I'm stronger, I'm healthier, whatever it is that the outcome is. And so the creating that successful mindset is starting to view challenges and obstacles and all of the things that get in our way of succeeding, not as reasons to be afraid of it, but as almost something to look forward to because yeah, it's going to be hard and it's going to suck, but the benefit of overcoming it is going to be so much greater than the difficulty going through it, that when that hard thing comes, it's like, yes, this is a moment of growth and I'm going to be able to, like, once I get through this and I get past this, I'm going to look back with so much pride and satisfaction and happiness that I actually did do the thing, right? It's, the we often will look at face value instead of what's down the road, and that's something that every single one of you overcame when you started your fitness journey was, it's going to be really fucking hard, but the benefit that I'm going to have from losing 40 pounds far outweighs how difficult it's going to be to get there. I'm going to live longer. I'm going to feel better. I'm going to enjoy what I see in the mirror more. I'm going to be able to keep up with my kids. I'm going to be able to wear a bikini or a bathing suit at the beach and not feel self-conscious. Um, Maybe even it helps with intimacy with your partners, or confidence going into the dating world. There's just so many different benefits that come from it. And obviously, I'm speaking about one specific thing, which is like weight loss or journey, but there's things within it that still are hard that we overcome to get there. Tracking our macros, it's hard. It sucks. It's a pain in the ass. But is it going to be worth it? Fuck yeah, it's going to be worth it, because then we're going to get the result that we wanted when we started right from the beginning. Is going to the gym 4 days a week hard? At first, it is. Eventually, a lot of you have gotten to this place. But when you first start out, it's hard. And then 6 months into it, you're like, oh, it's necessary and I love it. It's harder being out of the gym than being in it. Sometimes it reverses like that. And so the success mindset is really as simple as starting to shift what you place as a value for hard. Instead of hard being something that means, I don't want to do it, I don't think I can do it, I might fail, I might get hurt, I might emotionally or physically, I might blah 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 blah. When we start to look at all of that, we always look at worst case scenario. It's our survival instinct to try to protect ourselves, but instead of doing that, starting to look at the opportunity that comes from it. Because reality is, those kind of like primal instincts, I hate saying that, but those like primal inert instincts to protect ourselves, like losing weight, you're not going to die. Nothing bad is going to happen. It's just going to be uncomfortable. But we have that sort of fight or flight, like primal instinct that kicks in, where hard is like something that we want to, it's like too hot, too hard. We want to back away from it. Instead of doing that, we want to lean into it and go, oh, hard is opportunity. Hard is growth. Hard is, if it's the harder it is, the less people are doing it, which means the more amazing the outcome is going to be. The more pride I'm going to have, the more confidence I'm going to have, the more um, satisfaction I'm going to have when I overcome what most people won't do. Um, it's something that we like. I've studied for years. Just being, I mean, being hugely into psychology, but then going into business and fitness and everything is looking at like these things are hard and they're not always fun, but when you get to the other side, it's always worth it. And when you see people who are super successful, they all think the same way. They all look at hard, and hard doesn't have an emotional response anymore. If anything, the emotional response is like a mild excitement of like, all right, it's going to be hard. That means something good is going to happen. Something good is going to come from this. Um, Understanding that, like, there's no time frame necessarily on how long the heart is going to last. But when you can fight your way to the other side, then you have the reward. And oftentimes it's what we put in, we get out. We drag hard things out longer than we need to because, we don't overcome our mind enough to create macro tracking as a habit. It's like a forced thing every week because we 3/4 track one day and then we skip the next day. We track a full day the day after that. Maybe we have a streak of like five in a row and then we do like a half track day and we do all these things that break our momentum. And it's like it's like if you had to pick something really heavy up and put it up here, You pick it up and you kind of put it down. And then you pick it up and oh no, I'm gonna put it back down. You pick it up, oh maybe not yet. And we keep resetting the cycle on ourselves and we make way more work out of something that doesn't need to be as much work. If we just full commit, knowing it's gonna be hard, and the faster I get through this hard thing, the quicker that it's not gonna be hard anymore, or the quicker I'm gonna feel the result, or and I'm gonna get the motivation that makes it easy to do this hard thing, right? So, um, pretty simple, pretty quick live this week. I'm not gonna drone on and on and on about this, but it's something that I want everybody to think about this week, and really, you know, like kind of meditate on it when you have think about the things that you need to do, whether it's fitness or life, that are hard, and try to see how you can reframe that to view that as an opportunity rather than an obstacle. Try to see how you can view the end goal, like instead of being short-sighted, look far, look into the distance. um, don't just think about the instant experience of it, like the experience of tomorrow. Excuse me. Think about the experience that you're going to have 3 weeks from now, 3 months from now, 3 years from now, right? And that makes it worth it when you can think, oh, it's going to be hard for 2 months, but then the next 4 years are not going to be so hard. Pretty good trade off, right? So uh, take this live, sit on it, think about it, and start applying it to it takes practice. I'm not gonna pretend that like you're gonna listen to this live and all of a sudden you're gonna have this monstrous shift and everything's gonna be better. It takes a lot of practice. This is developing mental resiliency. So take the easier things, the easier hard things, the things that you need to do, tracking macros, getting your steps in, getting your water in, all of those things are relatively, in the grand scheme of life, they're pretty fucking easy things to do. It's hard to get all of them in all at once, and it can seem a little bit overwhelming. Pick a couple of them, single them out, and double down on this sort of mindset when you think about doing those things, and watch how it starts to bleed into everything else. And then when you have something that's actually really hard, like um, I don't even know, running in, losing a job, and now you have financial instability, or having to graduate school. I mean, I feel like most people in the program have already done that, but like how on year one, how intimidating was that? And now that you look back at it, you're like, yeah, it was hard, but it was worth it because look at the house and the car that I have, and definitely I would do it again if I had to. Right? It's framing, looking back at the experiences that were good, where you overcame hard and got the benefit or the reward of it, and applying that to what you believe about hard rather than all the times that things didn't go your way. All right. That's it. That's all. Have a wonderful Tuesday evening, everybody. Again, drop your wins, drop your takeaways in the chat there, and we will talk to you soon.